Oops. Oh fuck. Accidentally opened the news. Anyway, hey guys. Today I want to give my own thoughts about the upcoming changes for Splatoon 3's 11.0 update. So as you all know by now, at least I hope so, the patch notes for 11.0 have been released today, and the update is going to release on January 29th. So that's in 2 days, and actually that's the day before TF2 classified as well, which is yeah pretty surprising. I would actually say, if I can bring it up there. See, TF2 classified January 30th. That's the day after 11.0 for Splatoon 3 released. Boy, this week got so much more interesting. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna bring up my thoughts about the patch notes for today and show you guys basically what I personally think, and in general, most of the time, I don't think these changes are gonna be as huge as you would think, and well, I have my reasoning why. So first of all, we obviously got the flow aura. So hope the webcam is gonna see it. I shrunk the webcam, by the way, in OBS. We're at 1309 by 735. Hope that's small enough. Anyway, Inklings and Octolings who splat multiple opponents in quick succession will enter a new state called Flow Aura. As the state is activated, a burst of ink will paint the ground around the player, so there's the video about this. Yes, we see the Flow Aura activated at, it looks like it was only 3 kills here. Yeah, see, 3 kills. So, obviously, because it's 3 kills, it's not gonna be like, you're obviously not gonna be likely to enter this state all the time. Now, of course, this was using the splatter shot, which is a 3-shot kill, but even then, I still don't think you're very likely to get like a triple consistently, even if using a weapon like splatter shot. So yeah, so obviously this flow aura is not meant to. It's obviously not super likely, and even for weapon like let's say E-leader, you obviously won't get as many kills very quickly. Because like obviously you have to wait for a charge all the time, and even then, even if you miss, well, someone else will still get the kill for you. And I still think, well, they don't say that assists count. It says, yeah, it says players who splat multiple opponents. It doesn't really say assists, although, although assist can extend of a flow R if you already have it active. So yeah, essentially, you're basically on like what is essentially a free tactical lure that is obviously hard to get and also hard to keep up because already you kill 3 opponents, right? And then you have 1 more to kill after that. The thing is said to last like, how long is it supposed to last? Yeah, only 30 seconds, which obviously shouldn't be too long, but it still doesn't give you like so much ample time to kill other people because again, you have your teammates also doing that. So, so yeah, so while you can extend it, like what's happening in this video, yeah, you're obviously not. I personally think you're not super likely to actually do that in a real match. And same thing true with like the burst of ink that appears when it activates or when it extends, which I mean is only really useful I would say in Turf War, but even then not really by much. Because again, it's so easy to just recover turf if you just have the right weapons. So, so yeah. Overall, this flow aura not really that impressive. So yeah, it's not that OP. I swear, it will not be. Alright, oh wait, well what is interesting is a health bar. So originally you can only see how damaged an enemy was by looking closely at how much ink they were covered in, which obviously you can't do all the time. But now you can actually see the remaining health. So it's like it's kind of like in Serious Sam almost, where the crosshair changes color depending on how low health of an enemy you're shooting at is. So like Like if it's green, then well the enemy's full health, and if it's red, then that enemy's low health. So yeah, this is almost like what Serious Sam does, I would say. And yeah, you can see it just fully refill as well. Obviously, again, just like the flow art, this isn't like huge change. It's only really like, I guess I would say for like team communication, but you know, since Splatoon 3 has no in-game voice chat, like if you want voice chat, you can either have the game chat with this button, even though that's only on Switch 2, or just use Discord. You know, if you don't have a Switch 2 or don't have a controller with the game chat button. If you don't have Discord for some reason, what are you doing? Just use Discord, it's free. So, yeah, the health bar isn't that game breaking, and Splatoon also has hit sounds as well, so you can just like pay attention to how many hit sounds occurred in case you didn't kill that enemy. So, like, if you've seen Splattershot, for example, well, it's a 3-hit kill. If you hear only 2 hit marks, but you still die, well, you can at least notify that your team is like that enemy is like 1 hit away from dying. So yeah, this one is really just more communication sake, especially if you're like solo queuing. So yeah, I wouldn't call this game breaking, and again, it's very subtle too, so you won't really see it that much. And yeah, you can also see health bars of your teammates as well, which again, it's not that big of a deal, I would say. Okay, and we got hit detection. This is probably the biggest change in my opinion, although even then, not really a whole lot. Well, because as we see, the hitbox in humanoid form, it's called kid form, but I just call it humanoid form. It just sounds better in my opinion. So yeah, the hitbox for humanoid form is really unchanged. Though to be fair, it is easy to hit enemies in humanoid form. Well, that is at least if you're using gyro aim, which, if you're not playing Splatoon with gyro aim, what are you doing? Just learn gyro aim. Although the squid form hitboxes are actually shrunken down, which I don't think will be a huge deal. It is only a thing if you're just using stick controls, but you know, again, you should just be using gyro aim. So yeah, I wouldn't call this a major change. It's only like a really small change. I mean, yeah, the width is different, the height's different, but again, it's if you have good aim, it's not really a problem. You know, you just have to know your gyro settings, whatever. Like, get the sensitivity right. Like, for me, I just go max sensitivity, and it works. And also, some hit detection change for some weapons. So, like, for Junior, attacks in swim form are harder to hit. Attacks on opponents in humanoid form are easier to hit, so... And same for the other weapons, too. Splatter Shot, Elixir Scope. Another big change is the Stealth Jump. Personally, I don't think it's a huge change. Well, side-by-side comparison. Yeah, see, so without Stealth Jump, it's the same travel time, but with the Stealth Jump, it's this. As we see, if you if you do a super jump from further away, then you won't actually, then it'll take longer, which for me, I don't think it'll be a major deal. It's only longer by like just a few seconds, I would say. Let me just pause it right here. Yeah, see, so the left ended at 16 seconds. The right one ended at 18 seconds. So in like Hagglefish Market, between these two distances, it's only like a 2-second increase, and you could probably like shorten it down if you have quick super jump as well, which you know you should. So in my opinion, so if you're just using quick jump, it's not obviously not gonna be like super sluggish, but you'll still notice it being longer. We also got full patch notes. I'll just go mention those. So 11.0. So obviously the flow aura, the health bar, collision size, everything. Adjust the size for of the circle indicating the explosion radius for the reef slider to the radius of the air that does 222 or 220 damage instead of the radius inked. I don't know why they had to do that. Oh well. Alright, look at some weapon changes. The L3 increased the speed of the shots by 24% without changing flight distance. I don't know about that one. I don't play L3. Decrease the radius of ink splatter at the point of impact by 15%. Okay. Um, increase the inkling or the inking of spray droplets from horizontal and vertical swings. Okay, this is for Dynamo. Adjusted the damage fall rate due to distance to make it possible to deal 100 damage or higher at a greater distance. Okay, so Dynamo's definitely got some buffs here. So yeah, Dynamo hasn't really been a big threat for me personally. I mean, yeah, it catches me off guard here and there, but I wouldn't call it a major problem compared to something like Paintbrush or Sploosh. Okay, but they increase the ink consumption by 17%. Okay, we got Stock Blaster, I'll call it that. Reduce the time when movement is restricted after firing by a 30th second. Yeah, it's just a 30th. It's not gonna be that huge. H3, increase maximum damage from 44 to 45. Yeah, although if you still land all 3 of your hits, it's still gonna be a one shot, and if you missed 1 or 2, well, it's still not a one shot, so yeah, I wouldn't call that a major problem. Like, if I just pop up a calculator real quick. It's obviously some quick math. 44 times 3, well, that's 132, but if you do 44 times 2, that's only 88. But 45 times 2 is 90, so just like a 2 extra damage, it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, Splat Roar. Reduce the amount of time it takes for ink to begin recovering after either swing by about 30th of a second. Again, very quick. Very, very quick. Heavy splatling. Increase the radius of spray droplets from shots by 12%. Increase radius of ink splatter at the point of impact by 12%. Okay, probably a big one because splatlings can obviously paint very well, and they can paint even more now. Tetras, oh shit, the Tetras. Oh no, increase the speed of shots by approximately 19%. Oh, okay, this one I'm gonna have problems with. Okay, well at least they didn't change the Dapple Deweys. I've been finding Dapples more annoying than Tetras, to be honest. Okay, we got Splat Brella. Reduce the amount of ink consumed when firing a shot by 9%. Okay, more Brella buffs. Alright, Brellas are definitely getting more and more attention. And then Isblas. Decrease the radius of explosive damage for a short flight distance by 11%. Okay, a nerf to Isblas. Good. Okay, specials are changed. Okay, Brief Slider. Increase the radius explosion that deals 220 by 20%. Oh boy. There are no changes to the radius of the area that deals 70 damage. Okay, fair. Slightly raise the center point of the explosion to make it harder for opponents to avoid it using a small height difference. Decrease the radius inked by the explosion by 7%. Decrease the maximum distance of the charge by 19%. Okay, so this makes it less of a paint item, more of a kill item. I see what they're trying to do with Reslayer. They're just making it less paintable. Okay, points required for special now. Okay, they mostly decreased it. Okay, new Squiffer's now 190. ZF Charger is 200. Tri-Slash Nuvu is 200. Slash Machine's 210. Pro has been increased to 190. Vanilla Pro. S plus 91 is now 210. Mini Splatling is 200. Alright. I guess the Tri-Sashinobu might be a big one, because that's a tactical weapon. And I guess maybe you could say the same for like the ZF Charger, but that's a charger, it's not that much of a paint weapon. And it has a Ink Strike as well, so. Changes to Splatnet 3. Okay, that's just like the mobile app. Okay, bug fixes, and nothing that important. Okay, well, those are all the changes. Just want to make that quick video. So in conclusion, yeah, these changes are not going to be as huge in my opinion. Like, again, the flow aura you're not going to really see in like every match. So again, you gotta really, really put effort into actually doing that. And again, the health bar, I mean, again, it can work better for like team-oriented reasons, but you know, if you're just playing the game casually, like, you know, most people, I myself included, then yeah, I wouldn't call this I wouldn't call this groundbreaking. And again, the hit detection as well. If you can aim well, not a big problem. And the stealth jump, again, a few seconds, and you should still use a quick jump, obviously. And again, the weapon changes, wouldn't call any of them that huge. So, yeah, that's basically all there is for this video, so thanks for watching.